Welcome to the Purity Pulse podcast, your go-to podcast for the natural health industry and everything Purity Life. I'm Julie Drapeau.
And I'm Erin Macklin.
And today we're going to go through our weekly check-in. We have Melissa from TruMe as a guest, which will be very exciting. And we're going to close with our What's New to Purity Life.
That's right. So I know Melissa has done a lot in her clinic on weight loss, and I was curious what your take was on weight loss trends as they change over time. We've seen so much ups and downs and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm happy you asked that question because I was just thinking on my way here actually that, you know, a couple of years, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know if you remember, like all of the supplements for fat loss, and it was taking a lot of space on shelf.
Oh, yeah.
And it was super popular.
Yeah.
And you must remember when you work in store.
I was in retail in the days where it was the ECA stack, the ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin stack, where that was the biggest thing, right? And that was the start to it. And then it was, well, let's find a more natural, and in Canada, let's find a legal way to do it. So it was replace ephedrine with this, replace the aspirin with this.
Yeah.
And
It always seems like the trends goes from, I need a magic pill to fix the issue. And then, oh, no, let's put some, discipline mixed with my eating better and go back to sort of a routine. And then, but that's not going fast enough. So please give me something.
I was going to say, but it always comes back to that magic pill. Like it's incredible, right? As much as there can be stuff on the market that's just bogus, if you can say, well, this is going to help with weight loss, there's always going to be people that are down for that. You know what? That's what I want. I just want weight loss, and I want it in a pill, and I want it fast.
That might be a bit of a controversial question, but what's your take on that? What do you believe on
that end of things? On that kind of quick? I mean, you did retail too. It's such an interesting, even selling it was such an interesting concept because it's the sales are there, and there is some research behind some of those stacks and behind some of the ingredients and whatnot that have the kind of fat burning effects. Even in store, it was always kind of, you can use some of these things to help kind of boost your metabolism and get things running. It's all only going to work if you work yourself, right?
Yes.
You're going to need to be moving your body. You're going to need to be taking in the right things. Like this is all in conjunction with a plan. And then that was kind of always the challenge was receiving these customers. They're like, hey, I saw this pill online or I saw this pill in a commercial and it says it's going to work. So I can take that. And then trying to kind of be great. And, it's not going to be just take this, sit home and all of a sudden, a few weeks later, you're burning all this fat. I think there's a place for them. I think there are really well-researched ingredients for sure. But it's never just take this pill and it's going to solve all your problems in any case.
Agree. I'm a big believer in discipline, and you need to change your lifestyle according to, of course, there's people that, might have genetics or other type of issues. But at the start of thing, I always think, and that's why I think that the interview with Melissa will be very interesting because she's helped so many people. But when you're in store, it's all about also the piece of education and digging a little bit deeper on great. We had Metavo on the previous podcast where, it helps to make you feel fuller. So absolutely, it can help you at the same time as like you said, big believer on what's your, eating habits. Do you exercise? Do you drink water? Like, do you have the base of your house organized? What's
the rest of that whole holistic perspective?
Yes, because that was a bit of the problem, with ephedrine. I mean, it does work. The way I think even it was found is, I can't remember the exact background, but I think people were working on another type of formula and they were losing weight.
That's right.
Significantly losing weight, and that's how they discovered that ingredient was helping, and that's sort of when it went about. But it's kind of that magic pill that if you stop taking it, then it's not resolved, right? So, and I think that Ozempic it's very controversial in the way that, yes, it absolutely helped people to lose weight. Lots of studies that are coming out that you lose a lot of muscle mass. which
and then
is
long term, what's that going to do for you? I mean, if you're losing muscle mass, you're not going to be burning more fat all the time anyways, not to mention a host of other issues. Like if you're losing muscle, think about your heart. If you're losing muscle, think about your strength as you age and your bone health and all of these things that we know muscle mass is so important for, right?
Yeah, will be absolutely interesting to see the long term of all of the, I would say, side effect. There's not enough out there, but we'll see, because there's quite a bit of people on it.
Yeah.
We see good results. Like, I mean, if you combine taking it, losing really the extra weight that you have, and then go back into, and you have that routine, then okay, maybe that works. But yeah, not judging here, just talking about the impact and the possible, like the question that are many people, but we have a natural sort of version, the berberine that came to light and be very, strong. Yeah. So that would be very interesting, because Melissa is also a pharmacist. So I mentioned that she is the founder of TruMe All Health, the name of her brand. She was in our aisle at CHFA, so it's a new brand for us. So, well, let's go and chat with her and see if she can give us a little bit more information.
Melissa, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Can you tell us and our audience a little bit about how you got into the natural health industry?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually a pharmacist by trade. I've been a pharmacist for 23 years, and my husband is as well. So we had owned Redcliffe Pharmacave. I have 3 beautiful kids, and that's kind of what led me into what my next step was going to be. Coming back after my 3rd child in 2013, I guess it was, I was looking for something else, something a little bit extra in my practice. I was kind of tired of the regular pharmacy model. And I actually had found a weight loss protocol and had needed to lose 100 pounds myself, which I did over 7 months. So I was really excited for that. As I was going along, our clinic became very successful. I oversaw about 1,200 clients lose 50,000 pounds. So it was really exciting. Wow. People saw me doing it. We were living the life. Fast forward a little bit. And when we got into those couple of COVID years, I don't even like to talk about them, but products became really tough to find. So to complement this low carb protocol I was using, I wanted to find something extra, and I just couldn't find the things I wanted, the clean ingredients, all the things. So I was telling my clients week to week as I'm going through their journals, go and find some stevia drops or go and find some electrolytes. And they just couldn't find them. So I decided to actually just look for it and see if I could create it myself and just make it. Yeah. So I thought if I could find, I've got a good science background, like worked with a couple of different manufacturers to create a couple of products. And the first ones we launched were our cherry and watermelon BCAAs with electrolytes, and it's just taken off from there. So it's been kind of a fabulous journey, because I had such a successful clinic that I was coaching different weight loss coaches, different pharmacists. I presented for the Canadian Pharmacists Association and won some big awards. So my name was out there and people knew who I was and were coming to me for advice as it was. So once I started to create some products, they're like, you know what, if you're using them, they've got to be good. So let's get them out everywhere. So we just kind of ran with it from there and started adding things as my clients were looking for them. So my own clients, my own dieters were my guinea pigs. And I just started creating more and more products as we were going with it. So we just sort of ran with it from there.
Did you have an interest already in kind of the natural health side of it before your clients started kind of looking for these?
Yeah, definitely. So I was looking for cleaner products. I wanted sugar-free items. If we could find them gluten-free, that's a big thing, because gluten is such a big allergen for a lot of people. And during our weight loss protocol, we were basically staying away from all kinds of breads and starches and pastas and things like that anyway, just to get people on the right path and losing weight. The products we made ended up being vegan. We use a corn protein to actually create the BCA part of it, the branched chain amino acids, I should say. So it's really good for a wide variety of clientele then, because a lot more people can use it then.
You've been, you are a pharmacist, and I hear you about, the weight loss program. We were just talking about that earlier today, how that trends of, the magic pill and the weight loss, and you've seen a lot from before to today. What would be the biggest change, or how would you describe that? Yeah, that change in evolution in weight loss and what people were asking before and now through, the success that you've had.
For sure. We're definitely seeing a lot more of the new injection drugs, the GLP-1s and things like that. I think,
Yeah.
Ozempic, yep. If we're going to get the name, that's the Ozempics. And in the States, they've got a whole lot more different things, the Mongeros and different things as well. But with those, a lot more people are looking for a quick fix with them. The biggest drawback I see with them is the muscle loss with it. Because a lot of the time people are thinking, I can eat whatever I want, I'm still losing weight. Unfortunately, a lot of those people were eating Oreos and chips and things like that to get to that point. Not everybody, but some were eating a lot of the wrong things. But if you're using those drugs, you might eat a couple of Oreos and feel full and you feel satisfied. But then you're running into the problem of muscle loss because you're not getting enough protein in your diet.
Right.
So hypothetically, if you're adding the BCAAs in along with good protein sources, you shouldn't actually see that muscle loss start to happen. So I think there could be a really good partnership in using something like our BCAAs, our TruMe BCAAs, to be able to help prevent some of that. It's not going to be all, obviously, but it could help that side of it because people really are looking for that quick fix. I mean, they feel like they always have, but it's more so than ever the last little while looking for things like that. I guess for me, it was always just teaching the right nutrition, like making sure you're getting enough protein, decreasing the fat if you want to burn your own, increase the fat if you're trying to, you want to run marathons, you should actually be eating more fat, making sure you're getting the protein, that kind of
Endurance.
And then minimizing the carbohydrates and especially the processed foods. That's a big thing. As people were losing weight, we had a good process of phasing them out at the end to teach them how to add in some whole foods. If you're going to add whole blueberries or you're going to add some potatoes, but not potato chips necessarily, things like that. It's always been a big part of my process, I guess, especially because I was teaching it for the last 10 years and not dispensing in the pharmacy. Yeah. So it's been a real journey that way. And as I got going with TruMe then, about a year and a half, 2 years in, I guess it was, I was actually featured on the cover of the Canadian Pharmacy Practice Business magazine that went out to every single pharmacist in Canada. So when people,
good for you.
It was really amazing. They actually did a photo shoot right at my at my college alumni soccer field because I'm so into health and soccer and coaching, and my daughter's actually playing at the college here now. So it was just amazing to be able to see that. And then when I started going to a couple of PharmaSave shows, because that's who I knew, that's who I had kind of grown up with, I call it. My PharmaSavers, they're like, I saw you on the cover of this magazine. That's amazing. They're like, I have it in my pharmacy because I know her. So yeah, it just really helped to grow the company at that point because everybody had seen me and known me and hopefully liked me. So that's a good thing, right? And that know, like, trust part of it. Yeah. So
yeah, being a pharmacist, I think it really gives a lot of, for the majority of people, will give, a lot of trust. And now that you have also your own brand and you experience yourself the change and people can see your results, I think that, when you have your brand in health food stores, it speaks a lot and gives, again, that confidence to customers that are coming in those health food stores. So how would you help the health food store with your product to say somebody come in, they were looking for the magic pill? How do you address that conversation to get them on the right path? I've done a lot of work with some local stores. I have a couple of Nutters and PharmaSaves and stuff locally that I've gone and done some in-store sampling and things like that. And my products aren't necessarily weight loss focused, but they're weight loss assistance. Yeah. So if you're looking at decreasing sugars or, having a mocktail sort of thing, you could actually have one of our products and not have the alcohol and not have the extra sugar and things with that. So that's what I try to really focus on with them, is that they're great add-ons to any low carb protocol, anyone trying to, clean up their diet, because we don't use any sugars or colors or additives or anything like that, or preservatives. So I really try to focus on that clean eating side of it and really try to help those workers or those assistants be able to understand that side of it, is that we're really trying to get that clean part of it. And then having the electrolytes in there is a huge part. Lots of people are really low in magnesium. So that's a big part of what I wanted to have in this electrolyte powder, is that you've got your sodium, potassium, and magnesium in there, so that they really understand the value of those anyway. Because if you've got clients that have, chronic constipation, or they've got muscle cramps, or even those little eye twitches that people get when they don't get enough sleep, it's sometimes a lack of magnesium. So if we can really focus on what those are, I just try to really answer their questions about, why would this help my client? Why would they use this versus something else that's over here? So I'd like to actually be able to create some videos so that they could just scan a code and then have those ones on there. So that's what my plan is to do. I've got some students approved to work with me over the next couple of months. So we're really going to focus on really pushing some of those things. So
I'm very excited.
What kind of barriers have you run into in terms of misinformation that's been communicated when it comes to weight loss and whatnot?
There's so many different approaches with them. I think the biggest thing is just knowing that protein is your key. So if you're getting enough protein, everything else will fall in place. And as a pharmacist, actually in 2017, I got my prescribing authorization here in Alberta, which is like one of the only places in Canada you can do it. But I got my prescribing authorization to de-prescribe the medications as quickly as they go. So most people don't realize how much sodium they should be getting, especially when you go low carb. So that's one big part of it, is that it's not just, 2,000 milligrams a day. You might have to aim for like 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams a day. They've been told to have a low sodium diet for so long that that's a big part of it, is that you get this lightheadedness. They call it keto flu or something along the lines anyway, but it's a really sugar detox. So it's really getting that sugar out. And even the fruit, while you're losing weight, can actually stall your progress. It might not necessarily make you gain weight, but it can actually stall your progress if you're trying to lose weight. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that yes, fruit is wonderful for you, but it's not a great assistance in eating it every single day or in the copious amounts that people eat. Mm-hmm. So I think those would be the big things, is that we need to cut the sugars in looking at weight loss. We need to maintain your protein for sure, because that's going to help assist the muscles. Getting your BCAAs and electrolytes obviously is going to help that. And that's why I created the products I have.
The list of the items that you have seems to be really in line with absolutely everything that you needed to make sure that it assists with, as you said, and we were talking earlier, the base of your house. You need to have healthy eating, whole foods, not just snacks on the go. And then on top of that, having that good regimen, then you add up, the BCAAs, the Himalayan salt, and the stevia instead of a sugary alternative. Yes. So those are all the little blocks that were needed on top to achieve, that success, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and along with that, women are losing weight. Often we're looking at 35 to 55-year-old women, and they start to see the hair loss. So that was a big part of adding our TruMe product in. So we've got that hair product that's got that bit of biotin and some multivitamins and stuff in there to be able to help prevent that, or at least slow it down, alleviate it. And quite a few people have, come back to us saying like, my hair is fuller and more beautiful than ever, sort of thing. So that's a great thing to hear. And then the addition of the collagen to our pink salts, I think, has been a great one that way. I haven't done anywhere. I've looked high and low, and nobody else does collagen with a pink salt. And now we have the dill salt with it. So you could put that on your meat, popcorn if you're having it, things like that. Yeah, it's been a great journey just to add those things in. And then things like our stevia drops. People just don't really think about the flavoring part of it. So I've got my little vanilla here anyway. So my vanilla drops, this is the one from my own purse. I carry this with me everywhere I go, because if I'm having a coffee somewhere, I don't want to rely on whatever sweeteners or packets or whatever they might have. Yes. So I ask for my coffee, a little bit of cream, add my stevia drops in, and I've got a vanilla latte wherever I go.
That's the one thing I always have in my bag when I travel, even when I fly. That's always it's true. Everybody knows that I have that sweet stevia everywhere I go. And it just, because when you travel, it's hard to always get your protein and eat well. And there's like tons of sugar in everything all the time. So at least if you can save a little bit of, those little habits. And actually your stevia, there's a lot of stevia out there, but there's not like an aftertaste to it, which, the majority, when we talk about stevia, people are like, stevia, I don't really like it that much because they always give a weird taste. You've done really well in your formulation because it tastes real good. Yes. So
good. I'm glad to hear that. And then the BCAAs, I don't know if you've noticed like in the list of ingredients, but again, going back to science background, when you add a little bit of citric acid into there, it cuts the bitterness of those. Same with the BCAAs. The citric acid actually cuts the bitterness of the stevia. So if anyone does notice a bit of an aftertaste, we actually just tell them add a little bit more citric acid. It makes it that little bit more tart and gets rid of the bitterness too.
Good idea.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Smart. That's great.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not working on creating formula and you're not helping people to, weight loss situation? What's your passion?
Yeah. For right now, definitely my kids. And my husband, obviously, we're married for 23 years this September. Wow. My kids are very busy in sports and academics and things. My oldest is in college playing soccer. She's actually right in town at where I played soccer 30 years ago. So I'm really excited that that she's playing for the Rattlers here now. My son, like I said, is a senior coming in this year into grade 12, and he's been a top punter in Canada. So he's actually highly recruited at, I think, about 10 universities right now to be able to play football for next year. So that's
Punter.
really exciting to see.
She said hunter.
Go with.
Punter.
Punter. Yes. Punter. Football punter.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So we were just in Regina a couple of weeks ago, and he played in the Canada Cup for Team Alberta and was the best punter out there, kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
And then my little one, the whole reason I got into weight loss in the first place, because I got so big, is going into grade 7. So she keeps me busy with basketball and friends and all the fun stuff that you do in grade 7 now. So,
wow.
So yeah, it's been a lot of those. I'd coached soccer for years because I played it as well. And
wow.
Yeah, so the last 2 weeks we were actually on the Alaska cruise too. So
oh, nice. How was that?
Oh, it was amazing. Amazing. We saw bald eagles with the babies right in their nests. We saw whales within 40 feet of us, like just breaching right there. It was just fabulous. If you ever get a chance to do a cruise, like do the Alaska one, because you see so much wildlife. Seals and otters and birds and everything. We didn't see bears, but I think some people did on their tours. And between like 20 and 25 degrees Celsius when we were there. So if you ever go like beginning of August kind of thing, it was nice. Like it's rainforest-like.
Wow.
Because it's so, yeah, there's so much moisture in the air. So it was beautiful. We did some biking to the glacier and, wander up to this waterfalls and climbed a mountain and did all the Alaska things. So
that sounds like fun.
Yeah. It was great.
Great way to sort of relax before getting back in your shoes and dealing and having to navigate between the kids, the business, and everything, right?
Yes, exactly. And now figuring out everything to go into purity too. It's been a lot of fun, like to figure it all out and make it happen. I don't actually have any employees in the company at this point. So we've grown to 38 products and about 320 locations already on our own. And I'm really excited to see where we're going to go, adding TruMe into like this. It's very exciting.
Yes,
so
we are very excited. And it came about I think you were at a Pharmacist show and you talked to one of our regional sales manager. She talked to me about your brand, and then we connected on LinkedIn, and then everything connected. Yeah. And so here we are today.
Went really good. Yeah, it's been awesome. I actually had tried to get in touch with Purity maybe a year or two ago too, because being from that pharmacy background, we bought from you guys all the time. So I knew what things were like that way. I knew everything worked well, and now to be on this side of it is really exciting. So I actually sold the pharmacy too. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm not a licensed pharmacist at this point now, which is kind of crazy to think because I'm only doing TruMe. It's just been an awesome journey. Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. You have to throw yourself. I know other people that, they are doing multiple jobs at the same time as having a brand, and it requires lots of time and investment and, going in store, connecting with retailers, just, as you said, the portal, entering the information and taking care of your business. It's great
when you don't have a full team behind you. When you're the team, that's a lot. Yeah.
I'm the team.
Yeah. But you're very passionate and lots of energy through all the conversation that we've had through LinkedIn. And so I'm very positive that you'll do very well. We're very happy and thankful that you're with us.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. It's going to be a good partnership, I think. Yeah.
It's going to be great. Yeah. Thanks so much for chatting with us this morning, Melissa.
Yeah, for sure. I hope everybody loves them. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with the BCAAs and, with our Mojito, for example, and adding in blueberry drops with them, things like that are just.
Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try out the Mojito, and we're going to have some of the popcorn with the collagen as well.
It's great with the trend of non-alcoholic beverages. Like it's so strong, but then at the same time, you're really doing like double good to yourself. You're taking the BCAA, and so we're super excited. I can see the ingredients right in front of me, and we'll be able to taste that. So thank you for all that creativity.
Yeah, definitely. And I can always send over more recipes and things too, because there's so many things you can do between, peach and chai or watermelon with cream soda. There's so many different ones. Cherry and cola, that's a great one. And then a little bit of bubbly with it kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Send over. We'll definitely share that with our retailers too. Well, thank you very much for your time. And we're looking forward to continue to work with you and develop your brand. And yes, thank you for your time.
Yes, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, Erin, for our new to Purity Life, it's quite exciting. For those who are listening, we have some popcorn on the table, and we're about to create a drink with TruMe, the products. And so,
Not just any drink.
no, not
We're
any
going to have
drink.
popcorn and mojitos on New to Purity Life today.
I know. That's why we're so excited, and it smells so good. I'm
All I
trying
smell
to
is
focus on what I have to
popcorn, and all
say.
I'm thinking about is mojitos.
I know, and I'm just thinking about popcorn. So let's get back to our topic here, which is the products available with TruMe. So there's 4 different flavors in the BCAA. I have just
There's
the
mojito
mojito,
flavor.
of course, in front of me. We also have the, I think she has
We have an iced tea one.
Yes.
Raspberry lemon
Yes, and cherry.
and cherry. That's
Yes,
right. Yes.
cherry.
So we're going to try the mojito one.
We are.
And we're also going to use some of the stevia drops. So she has stevia drops in blueberry and stevia drops in chai.
I'll do the mix correctly. I'm so excited. I was to pour the full scoop of BCA.
We've got some beautiful glasses here with some ice.
Yes. And just as a reminder, we're doing something fun here, but of course BCAs are, using during and after your workouts, but we wanted to make it fun. So there's, no special different ways to enjoy your products.
So you have a full scoop in water in there, and then I've just put 3 or so drops of the blueberry stevia into our glasses.
The good thing with our product too is that they mix really well. I didn't give like a crazy
look at
shake.
that.
Yeah. I've tried them before and I really, really liked it. And the packaging too is, I would say, very softer as a look, where, a lot of sports nutrition brands are a little bit, not scarier, but they have, as we spoke about before, the original kind of sports nutrition brands are, darker.
Yeah.
She
This is a white base bottle with some blue and some turquoise green almost.
Yeah, and she has the little mojito glass right on the label for those who are
nice.
listening, which is pretty cool. So pretty fun. So we can add some
I'm going
little,
to put some blueberries in yours.
blueberries, and I'll put the leaves here.
Thank you. Thank you.
As you see, I wasn't a bartender before.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Let's try it. Oh, this is heavenly.
That's great.
Oh my God. This is great. Taking BCA and
That's
feeling
awesome.
like we're having a little party here. Awesome.
Drink
Give it
that
a
for the rest
try.
of the,
And
episode.
for store, actually, this is real fun. Even though, summer is, gone
Yep.
till, next year, you can still create
Yeah,
some
mojitos all year round.
I know. Especially when it's, minus 40 and it's cold and it's snowy outside, you can create something fun. And that's a good way to show how to use your BCAs as well. And again, mix super well, very light as a taste, not sweet at all.
No.
Just great
No, it's really
flavoring.
nice. Very fresh.
Absolutely. What
We
else?
dive into the
Popcorn.
popcorn. So we have these TruMe Himalayan salt with collagen.
Yes.
So this is a marine-based collagen.
Yes.
So it's more absorbable than the bovine
Correct.
collagen.
And yours
I
is
have
special.
a dill blend.
I tasted that one too. Beautiful.
Oh, you tasted this already?
I
All right, I'm
did
gonna
already.
sprinkle some over.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I actually
Well, right
did tomato bocconcini, and I put that over with balsamic vinegar and olive oil.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Did you bring some of that with you?
No, I did not. Next time.
It
Next
got
time.
eaten real fast, didn't it?
We went for easier with the popcorn.
Okay, I'm going to dive
But
into this popcorn.
yes, while Erin is tasting the popcorn and crunching in your ears for those who are listening, the pink Himalayan is also very good when you work out again, to put a couple of, little sprinkles, I should say, in your water. Always very good for hydration as well. Really helps everything. Yeah, so it's a complement to the line, and you can also, merchandise all together, even though they're not in the same category
I bet you
necessarily.
could salt your glass with that.
Yeah, I love salt.
Do a whole thing with
I
this.
love salt. So how's the
It's
popcorn?
great.
Yes?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, well, give it a try. Great brand, great sports nutrition. And the look of it is, as I said, a lot, lighter on the eyes.
Yeah.
So we'll reach out to other type of customers and make sure to taste that mojito. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're going to miss on something fabulous.
Thanks for joining us for this episode. I'm still just living through that popcorn. Make sure that you subscribe and throw us a rating. You can follow us at Purity Life Health Products LP on Instagram. I'm at Erin G. Macklin.
I'm at JD_Girl Power. And next week, we have Dr. Laval. He's a pharmacist and so many more, I would say, other areas that he's very an expert in. But he's absolutely good with the metabolic code. And he's going to share with us a lot of women's health. And I should start stop talking here because we need to have him say all of
Come
those
back
things.
to listen to it.
Absolutely.